In the face of all this, why do so many people not vote? Even in presidential elections, which garner the most attention and participation, only about two-thirds of eligible voters actually cast ballots. In non-presidential elections, the rate drops to 40% or less. According to the Census Bureau, only about 70% of those eligible to vote in the 2022 election had actually registered to vote. With all that is at stake, why do so few Americans actually participate? I have a few theories why people do not vote. I believe a major reason why people do not vote is the fact that civics is no longer taught in schools. And when it was taught, voting was shown to be a duty, but not why it was so important. This seems to be the root of why so many people do not see hiring representatives as being very important. Add to that how often those representatives seem to ignore many of those they claim to represent, and you can understand why people discount the value of voting. Even worse, since most Americans were taught they were choosing leaders rather than hiring employees, they see themselves as serving those in government rather than what the framers of our government established, that they are public servants. If we the people were to come to a knowledge that we are hiring people to act in our name, perhaps we would start treating them more like the employees they are and value our say in who we hire. Another reason I hear people say they don't vote is they don't believe their vote matters. I believe this comes from a couple of different misunderstandings about our governments. Yes, a single vote in a sea of 200 million voters doesn't seem to make much difference. This comes from the fact that so many people are working so hard to focus our attention on a single race, the one for president. However, there may be dozens of races on the ballot that are far more important to your everyday life than who sits at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, at least as far as the Constitution states. Those are members of Congress, your governor and state legislature, and in many states, your judges. Don't forget county and city races as well. All of these have a greater impact on your day-to-day life than the president, not only because they are local, but because they can help protect you from the unconstitutional actions of the president, Congress, and yes, even the federal courts. The other reason so many people think their vote doesn't matter is how our state elections place a premium on the two major political parties when it comes to who appears on the ballot. How often have you been told that you have to choose the lesser of two evils? Do you know what you get when you choose the lesser of two evils? You get evil. What if our state election laws allowed someone other than the political party's chosen champions to appear on the ballot without making them jump through obstacles not placed before the favored parties? So how are those state laws going to be changed unless we hire representatives who will actually work to change them? I believe a major reason why people don't vote is apathy. More and more of the American people have become too lazy to do for themselves. They want all the benefits of living in a constitutional republic without any of their responsibilities. They are more than willing to sit back and enjoy the blessings of liberty without lifting even a finger to help secure them. Apathy and sloth are probably the chief reasons so many people do not vote. I did hear one reason why some people won't even register to vote that surprised me. They didn't want to be called for jury duty. Jury candidates are chosen from databases of citizens, as I understand it, primarily from voter registration databases. This is because you must be a citizen to be on a jury, and since being a citizen is a legal requirement to vote in all 50 states, registered voters are a good pool of people you can reasonably assume are citizens. This topic is so important that I'm doing an entire episode on the subject.